keep our interest engaged as we come to our final speaker, Suzanne Gough. Suzanne is currently working with MSD in Ireland as Associate Director in the Global Technical Operations side, based in the MSD site in Cork. She is a graduate of Applied Biochemical Sciences from University of Ulster in Georgetown and has a doctorate in biotechnology from Coleraine. Will you put your hands together, please, for Suzanne? Thank you. Well done.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. I'm delighted to be here today to contribute and close on what was a very interesting day. It's the last talk, so I won't keep you very long. The title of my talk is A Multifaceted Approach to Sustaining Manufacturing in Ireland. Very high-level title, but you'll see a lot of very similar themes that you've already seen here today. Firstly, before we start, who are we? We are known as MSD worldwide, except in the United States and Canada, where we are Merck. MSD is the world's #2 healthcare company, and we operate in 140 countries. And we deliver prescription medicines, vaccines, biologic therapies, and animal health products across the globe. So Ireland plays a very important role in MSD's global success. We manufacture or package many of our leading products here in Ireland. So I think 61% of our top 20 products is either manufactured or packaged here in Ireland. So the sites in Ireland that we have are Swords, Leopardstown, Rathdrum, Carlow, Ballydown and Brinny. So our Carlow site is a state-of-the-art vaccines and biologics facility. It is MSD's first vaccines facility outside of the US. Our Ballydown site contributes to worldwide revenues of approximately 8 billion and is a new product research and development commercialisation site. So we employ over 2,000 people in our sites across Ireland, and in the past 5 decades we've contributed 2.2 billion in Ireland. So in 2011 we spent in excess of 400 million on goods and services, and in 2012 and 13 we contributed 4.1 million in support of healthcare professionals, for education of healthcare professionals, local Irish charities and community and patient groups. So I've been working at the Cork Biologics site in Brinny for the past 11 years. And the Brinny site, the medicines that we produce there earns about 2 billion per year, and we export to about 90 different countries. So I decided to build a case study around the Brinny site for the talk here today to demonstrate how in challenging times that the Brinny site has transformed to be competitive, both within the MSD network and in Ireland. So what were our main challenges? So in 2010 then, our main challenges were we had a portfolio that consisted mainly of 2 products, and while these have been successful over the past 2 decades, they were both at the mature stage of the life cycle and were in competition from advancement therapies. There was also a drive to remain competitive within the network on cost per unit. And in 2010, you had the merger of Schering-Plough and Merck, which brought with it rationalisation and opportunities. We also wanted to make sure that we could keep the Brinny site as a key site within the MSD network and also within Ireland. So to adapt and overcome these changes, the Brinny site had to transform and had to perform and transform, right? The high-level strategy was based around flawless supply, schedule adherence, productivity, and building a high-performance organisation. For us, compliance was a given. The plan for sustaining manufacturing had 4 elements to it: cost reduction, investment in human capital, diversification of products and services, and foster collaboration. So what was our overall approach? While the Toyota way of manufacturing is not new to many industries, it is relatively new to the pharmaceutical industry. So we took a look at their principles and behaviours and implemented change by introducing new tools and methods such as value stream mapping, 5 whys, wishbone, standardised work and scientific problem solving. We track progress via metrics and introduce right first time. We also introduce new processes such as tier meetings and IPTs, which are integrated production teams, and these are self-sufficient teams that have the capability to deal with all aspects of the business. We also try to change mindsets and behaviours on site through customer focus, people development, and making problems visible. So these are the 4 elements of the plan. I'm just going to quickly go in and go through some examples of these for you. The first one is cost reduction. So we had a goal, and our goal was 50% standard cost reduction. It was a very ambitious goal, but it was one that we wanted to try and achieve. And over the 4 years, we did indeed achieve our 50% standard cost reduction. We did this on flat base volumes and flat base predictions, and not on just relying on volumes alone. So our unit costs are based on a number of fixed elements and variable elements, and both of these were evaluated. The elements that contributed to reduction were yield improvements, process optimization, cycle time reduction, which really led to more efficient shift structures, active supply management, and single process flow. So other elements that contributed to reduction was reducing headcount, elimination of overtime, salary reduction, and harmonisation of benefits. So to track progress on site, we introduced a right first time metric. This was a very complex metric based around documentation completion, cycle time, and deviation reduction. So it's all about removing waste and setting milestones. So we set a target for ourselves of 80% over the 2 years, and you can see that we actually reached a right first time target, or right first time of 90%, clearly indicating that we were able to change the mindset and behaviours on site. Take a look at energy. So we reduced energy costs by 30% from 2011 to 2014. In 2011, we appointed an energy lead, which brought with them a structured energy management approach. They set up energy teams and ran Kaizens to look at ways at reducing waste. And some of the projects then, I'll just quickly go through. We had equipment optimization. So we had chillers on site that had large motors that were oversized. So we changed them out. We also had HVAC systems on site that were oversized, and we changed those out. We had a Wi-Fi optimization project. So Wi-Fi is our water for injection, which is our most critical raw material on site. And this is now based on user demands. With combined heat and power project has resulted in 500,000 savings. So currently the site's electricity demand, 40% of the site's electricity demand is through a combined heat and project, or a heat and power project on site. There's also a demand site usage scheme. So this is a scheme where we get paid to make our generators available to EirGrid. And then on the facility management side, we were able to reduce costs by 30% as well from 2011 to 2014. We set up a strategic partnership with Johnson Controls to manage our facilities, and this was a cooperative initiative. We also looked at service level reduction, office consolidation, canteen service reduction, and any non-essential cleaning and groundskeeping reductions. So it's not all about cutting costs. For us to be successful and do more with less, we were going to have to invest in our people. So continuous education, personal development, or upskilling are key enablers in today's competitive environment. We need people with higher skill sets to operate in challenging environments. So we invested in our people from the shop floor right up to senior management and across all disciplines to increase education on site. We invested 8 million over 4 years, and this plan was supported by the IDA. So we currently, I think, is 110 people have completed courses on site, and there are still 65 people completing courses. So these courses were put together in partnership with NIBERT and IT Sligo and are of great value. And in 2012, the Brinny site won an Outstanding Achievement Award for its innovative partnership programme with NIBERT and IT Sligo from the Irish National Institute of Training. So some of the courses then that we were available ranged from diplomas to degrees and masters. So the third part then of the plan was diversification of products and services. So we introduced 3 new services. Our QC lab is a release and stability testing hub for many sites, including our sister site, Carlow. So there was a gap in the market, we went after it. We have a technical operations centre of excellence on site. So it was MSD's expectation that all sites be 90% self-sufficient in supporting their own products. So we built a technical operations facility that would provide development and optimization capability for our commercial products, development capability for new products in the pipeline, manufacture of clinical supplies, training of our employees on processes and equipment, training of college students, training of other MSD colleagues. So this facility is used not just by the site, but also by MSD colleagues within the network. And the initiative has already resulted in annual savings of 1.7 million by enabling the expertise of our people and equipping these people with the necessary tools. We also have on site a bioassay centre of excellence. So this was a novel undertaking for MSD as it is a centralised facility for development and operation of cell-based biological assays for new late-stage products. So bioassays are complex assays, and there was a resource and an expertise gap within the network. In respect to bioassay support for late-stage therapeutic products. So we went after it. Brinny had 20 years' experience with biological assays, and we won the contract for the Bioassay Centre of Excellence on site. So the goal was to consolidate the expertise in-house and not replicate it at a number of MSD sites. Or farm it out to a CRO. So the Centre for the Bioassay Centre of Excellence currently employs 28 people on site. So we also introduced 3 new products or technologies. We introduced vaccine technology in 2011 when we tech transferred in a pneumoconjugate vaccine phase 3 to support phase 3 clinical trials in 2012. This was the fastest global project in the network. We were given a 12% chance of success at the beginning of this project. We hit every milestone, we delivered on time, and we built a solid relationship within the new MSD for the Brinny site. So this was crucial in subsequent decisions made by senior management for other programs to come to the Brinny site. We also introduced small molecule technology when we tech transferred in an antifungal treatment called Noxafil. And in 2014, we seen commercialization and PA approval of Keytruda, which was a new oncology drug. So Brinny was at the forefront of this remarkable journey. By accelerating launch by 2 years, we provided clinical trial doses for the last year and a half, and we were the sole source of product for the launch of Keytruda in 2014. So the last part of the plan for us and the key to success for us was fostering collaboration. So working with MSD colleagues across the site, working with MSD colleagues across the network, working with colleagues in Ireland, such as NIBRT, IDA, Enterprise Ireland, IT Sligo, all led to this being possible and the reduction of costs and the upskilling of our people. So MSD worked closely with the IDA, which was pivotal in us securing our Carlow site in Ireland and also for new product introduction in Brinny. So the IDA proactively influenced our leaders and built relationships with our senior US people. So what's our current state? So the Brinny site has adapted and transformed in light of the challenges that it faced at the beginning of 2010. So we cut and leaned out routine business, but we invested in new services. We added greater value, we became more competitive, we invested in inclusion and an upskilling of our people, and we built a solid relationship within the corporation. So at the start of 2014, Brinny had not launched a new product in 12 years. So at the beginning of, in 2014, we now have 2 new commercial products, Noxafil and Keytruda. We have a biological centre of excellence, a technical operations centre of excellence, clinical manufacture, and high-performance organisation with flexible and engaged staff. So as a Brinny employee, I can say I'm proud that I've been able to contribute to this transformation. I've been involved in a number of projects. The first one was the vaccine, the pneumoconjugate vaccine that we brought in, which was the fastest ever project within the company. I was involved in setting up the technical operations facility, and I've also been involved since mid-2012 to 2014 in the commercialisation and PI approval of Keytruda, both in Switzerland and here in Ireland. So for the future, the journey still continues. In 2013, the Brinny site celebrated 30 years in Ireland, and we'd like to be here for a long time to come. Change is inevitable, and we will need to adapt as we progress. We will need to continue to demonstrate our capabilities, and for sure, success in the future is dependent on new products coming from the corporation into the site. So I'd like to thank you for your time.